Roaring Donkey shirt. One of the original Roaring Donkey shirts. You're like, all right.
That's
when your
awesome.
shit's ended up in the Goodwill, Petaluma Goodwill, you know you made it.
I can't wait till, because I got shirts with my face on. I can't wait till like some kid in Africa is wearing my fucking shirts.
I'm gonna bring one of your shirts to Costa Rica because we have a thing on the new website called Asses Everywhere, and it's all the Roaring Donkey merchandise like around the world. So like anytime anybody goes anywhere,
Yeah.
like send us a picture.
We thought we were recording the heck of the website, man.
Yeah, sorry.
You're missing out.
The microphones are recording.
Oh, sound? See?
Yeah.
So you just hooked it up and hit the record button just for good measure. Like, I'm going to fucking hit this
Yep.
now.
It's on.
Doesn't matter if we have video.
No.
We are getting the audio today,
We are
boys.
hot, baby.
Audio is set. You can feel the energy in the room. It's like a tied up panther.
Speaking of which, I forget that, like, you're like an actual host. So he came and he did like a little hype thing for the comedy show on Tuesday at Trivia. And like I get up there and like usually I'm wasted, but I was sober. And I'm reading trivia, and I guess since I've been sober, everyone's been yelling at me because I read the questions too fast now. They're like, you try to stay on time, but no matter what, we always finish at 9:15 or 9:20.
Yeah.
So me reading the questions faster doesn't change anything. But I'm sober, so I'm like, I can just actually read. I'm not going,
You're not struggling.
Well, we would know because
Sid.
you would know because the questions would slow down, and then you get that real gravelly tone to your voice, and the gravelier it got, the more it was like, he's not making it to the end of the fucking night.
he's
Like,
not going to make it.
we're not going to make it to the end of trivia.
It turns out that your trouble reading actually helped everyone else in the room.
Did it?
I mean, if it fucking slows it down.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was. People were just coming up and they're like, "You're just going too fast, man. You're going too fast." And everyone kept telling me that all night, so I had to slow it down a little bit. But then he gets on stage and he has like an actual presence, like a mic presence. So he's like, "What's going on, guys?" He's like hyping them up. I just get in there, I'm like, "You guys want to do some trivia?" And then I just start reading fucking questions, and then I try to throw some dick and fart jokes in there. But
I think the difference is like Mike is used to hosting a crowd of strangers, of people he doesn't know.
yeah,
Where like the Tuesday night trivia crowd is like 3/4 people you've known for like
Yeah.
a
For a
very
long
long time, and then like a few random tables of people that like straggled in and did whatever.
well, we had a trivia night like 3 weeks ago where there was 12, 13 teams, and we barely knew anybody.
Really?
It was like the team that always wins, Caitlin and her team with
Yeah.
Keenan and all those guys. And then there was a bunch of people, and I was like, Steve's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, I kind of got nervous. And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't know anybody in there. Like, this is like, it's like
Unprecedented.
9th grade, and you
Yeah.
gotta read
Yeah.
your freshman research project in
Yeah.
front of everybody. You're like, the John Scopes monkey trial." It was like
Yeah.
that, like going
Yeah.
up. And in the old days, it'd be like, well, I'm just gonna go have like 5 shots of, fucking
Yeah.
Jameson before I get up there.
But at least you do have a script you can go off of, which
Yes.
is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read my shit. I know. When I used to host with Alex,
Ugh.
he would come in. A lot of people didn't like Alex. I liked Alex, but towards the end, we were like, okay, this dude's like, it's just a little too much. But he would come in and he'd have a notebook of prepared jokes for the whole night.
Dang.
And I was like, did you write out jokes? When I finally realized what he was doing,
Yeah.
he was like, oh, yeah, I've got jokes for like, and he had jokes for like, okay, there's going to be some Mexican people in the audience. There's going to be a table of all girls. Like, he had it like sectioned out. So he'd be like skimming through his jokes throughout the night.
Damn.
And you could tell they were like misplaced jokes. Like,
So the issue I had with Alex, we all had with Alex, and at least in our team, was that like a joke wouldn't land, and
I
typically
was going to follow this up with this.
you would just move on, like
Yeah.
move on with your life. Alex would like beat it to fucking death.
He would lose his shit if the
Yeah.
joke didn't work.
Yeah,
Damn.
it didn't land, and then he would just like beat on it for like 2 or 3 minutes, and you're like, I gotta work
Yeah,
tomorrow,
okay.
dude.
This
Like,
made
can
it
we just
way
move
worse.
this shit along?
Yeah, he's like, he bombed, and then he would drag the bombing out. His joke's like, he didn't bomb, it was like an atomic explosion. There was an
Yeah.
after effect.
Yeah.
Like he would
You
have
know,
to like did you go
everyone's
like and
slowly
explain it?
dying around that one joke.
Yeah,
Well, no, okay, so one time he said there was a girl that was a African American girl wearing a Blackhawks jersey, and I remember him saying, "You're African American Hawks" instead of saying Blackhawks, and the joke just fell flat. Everyone was kind of like, and Natasha and Travis both work here, both African American. We're just kind of like, man, fuck this guy, and so he lost everybody. But he kept bringing the joke up the rest of the night, and I kept being like, dude, calm down. You want to go take a minute? You want to go calm down?
Yeah.
But then, you go and you have a couple shots, or maybe, like, do a little snort ski, whatever was going on. Go and do those things and come back twice as fired up, and then bring the joke back up for the rest of the night.
Damn, yeah, it's awful.
That was it. It was like he was fine until a joke didn't land, and then it was like the night was over, and you're just sitting there like listening to him rehash it over and over again. Like,
oh, that's awful.
Do you guys get heckled at open mic and at the comedy shows here?
Every once in a while.
Every now and then.
We had a couple at the show. It's like usually pretty good. The comics are at least they're higher quality, so they know how to handle it better, and they're better at shutting people down. At open mic, there's a girl who came from the city, and there's some dude, because we do free drink drawings, and so we pass out like pieces of paper. Everyone does a drawing of a prompt, and they get a free drink. And some guy was trying to like give me money and shit. It was just fucked up. And then he sat super close to the stage and was just yelling at her. And like she was like handling it pretty well at first, but it got to a point where like she's tired of it. We need to just get this guy fucking out of here.
Yeah.
But there's some people who yell and shit, but usually it's not.
Do you guys kind of have like pre-ideas of like you're prepared for some hecklers? You're like, all right, I'm gonna get this fat, drunk, lonely redneck dude is in the front, so you got some like jokes prepared for that guy.
Sometimes like a lot of off the cuff, but yeah, there's always like kind of premeditated. There's like you have a kind of an idea of what you're gonna say. Even sometimes just like a shut the fuck up will suffice. But whatever kind of keeps the quiet him, but make everyone laugh at him, and then that usually shuts him up.
It's funny because you would think, because comedy's obviously comedy's harder than getting out there and playing Jolene twice a night, So like you got to get up.
Dude,
there.
I have no fucking angelic
I would think
pipes.
That they would heckle those people more than they would the comedians. Be like, all right, he's up there, he's trying. She's up there, she's trying. They're all giving it a shot. But somebody just gets up there and like every week they're like, Jolene.
Yeah, wails on a fucking.
I'd be in the front going, fuck yeah, shut up, play 9 to 5.
Look, Jolene's a beautiful song, all right?
No, it absolutely
don't
is.
dog Joe.
I listened to it 3 times on the way to this fucking podcast.
That's your hype music?
Yeah.
That's what you're coming out to?
Eyes of Emerald Green? Okay. That's a good fucking song. But no, yeah, it's...
Just so you know, Mike, they're about to score right here.
Oh, damn.
Ronaldo's going to put this in. Oh, he's laying down. They know Ronaldo's tricks. So the guy laying down, sometimes everybody will jump to block the high kick.
Yeah.
And one of these two guys will go extremely low.
But he's just laying down.
I think it's going to be Fernandez. Nope. Oh!
Oh, shit.
Was not too far off. Alex Telles is Brazil. Whoa, shit. He's Brazilian? Yeah, I think he's Brazilian. So, my team's United.
Yeah.
And it's been a rough one. But they got a new German coach. And his whole thing, everywhere he's gone, he's like turned teams around. And gets them to play a different style of football that's like a high press. They count on turning the ball over and then creating more chances.
Yeah.
So a lot of the players that are playing don't normally play, but he's like, okay, you'll run for 90 minutes, so you might not be the best person on the squad, but you'll run for 90 minutes.
You got fucking cardio.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Brazilian, a lot of Portuguese guys out there today, like a lot of grinders, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the California out there.
The blonde guy.
Yeah, the quarterback. Fucking remember the Titans.
Should be out there. What was his name? Like Longfellow or something?
Yeah, like Magnus.
I thought it was like man something or other.
Let me see if he's on the bench. I got the game pulled up here. All right. I don't see him on here. Cantwell.
Oh yeah.
Todd Cantwell, yeah, he's on the bench. So we might see him tonight. So this is like the 6th place team versus the last place team. And Ronaldo's never scored against Norwich.
Damn.
This is like his undoing team. That stuff's really good and I can't sell it. Baker 7?
Is it because nobody knows it?
I think so. I think people are like, because if you're going to pay $15 or $20, why not get Jameson or one of those?
Something you know.
Yeah.
Something you're familiar
Our
with.
Pappy selection came yesterday. But I had to leave to go up to the 8 Ball to check on the new paved parking lot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Big time.
You're moving up in the
lines
world.
in the parking lot and everything. And it's funny because I didn't want to be up there all day. We were down here working, doing a little construction and getting a bunch of stuff done here. And I was like, Greg, you're just going to have to watch the 8 Ball today. And he was like, yeah, I got it. I mean, he's there anyway, so it's no big deal. But I knew that I love everybody. Let me start by saying this. Let me do my disclaimer. I love everybody up there. But everybody up there is like old retired contractors, construction workers. They've all been in every one of those businesses. They're retired nurses. So they're also old, so they know everything.
So the peanut gallery is
100%. And I get there, and me and Greg are moving stuff in. He's like, dude, all fucking day, man. All fucking day. Everyone's coming up being like, I wouldn't do that. I think if you had gone with this guy, it would have been cheaper. We got a good deal.
Yeah.
We got a good deal because the rain's coming, and the guy we got a bunch of quotes, and they were all X amount of money. And I was like, fuck, this is like 10 grand more than I thought it was going to be. And then one guy called, and he's like, look, at my crew is not going to have work if the rain does what it's supposed to do over the next couple of weeks. And they're not going to have any money for Christmas. They're not going to have any work until the beginning of the year. So I'll do it for $10,000 cheaper if we can do it this Friday. And we're like, oh shit. So we got to close down the parking lot on Thursday. Graduation weekend, last major Katati crawl. We got to close that down on Thursday, make sure no one's parked there Friday morning, and then lose the parking lot for Friday during happy hour. And he's like, yeah, but save 10 grand. So we were like, I called Greg. Greg's like, he did one of those like he knew the answer was yes, but I just had to give him time to say yes.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of like hanging out, waiting, and then I called everybody else on the crew, and they're all like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. Because we also knew that this next rain would have destroyed that parking lot worse than the last one.
Yeah.
But so
it's
I
all
pulled
gravel,
up
right?
and there's people in the there's a little doorway to the patio, and there's literally people just standing in the doorway smoking, and this one lady, I'll just say her name, Kelly's standing there going, there's a low spot right here. There's a low spot. That's just going to get wet. I'm just fucking telling you.
You never laid a brick like I've laid a brick.
So she's yelling at like the crew that's working. None of them fucking speak any English. One dude was this Polish guy. He was awesome. He looked like a serial killer just up there. Got the big old cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he's just back and forth on the steamroller, and she's screaming at this dude like he could fucking hear her. And he knows that she's yelling at him. He's just kind of laughing to himself. And so Greg's like, all day. I'm doing this shit all day. And so they're going, and then I walked up, and I'm looking at it, and she just comes up right behind me, cigarette breath in my fucking ear. Brian, there's a low spot right there. I'm telling you, that's just going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I was like, okay, we'll take care of it.
I laid bricks in the Wizard of Oz. Look at me. No, how many yellow bricks I laid.
Yellow bricks I laid. Oh. And then they did the parking lot lines like anybody there is going to use them. Everybody there drives big old trucks. None of them fit in the lines to begin with. And so they tried to make bigger spaces, but it's like, this is going to last, like, I don't know, a day before everyone just starts parking wherever they want.
There's no parking lines when you're drunk anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We have this big cement piece that goes in front of the wall, and the guy's like, you want me to knock this out? And I was like, no, because drunk people will drive through the wall. And he was like, yeah, oh, all right. I was wondering why you guys had a bunch of telephone poles lining the creek. And I was like, yeah, so nobody drives in the creek.
Yeah.
So the telephone poles have spikes in them, and we roll them over, and then we pounded them into the ground. And one of the spikes broke on one side, so somebody hit the pole, and it pulled it out of the ground, so the spike was sticking out.
Yeah.
And this guy rolled up and pulled his truck into the parking lot and hit the spike on his tire.
Fuck.
And he big old truck, but I was like, all right, I'll pay for your tire. I didn't know how much truck tires cost.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, I was driving like a Honda Fit at the time, so I'm like, $350 for a set of 4, new white walls.
You're paying
at Costco.
$1,000 for that tire.
Yeah, it was $950 for one fucking tire.
Yeah,
so
but
whatever we made that like Wednesday at night, like normal nights, like $900 to $1,000, gone.
But still way luckier than that guy's fucking truck tires than like a kid on a bicycle.
That's true.
Yeah.
The nicest thing is it's going to be weird walking through the parking lot not seeing like cigarette butts, old masks, condoms.
Oh, you still will. It'll just be like...
But
it'll just be on
sweep
pavement.
up now.
Yeah.
Before you're just like sweeping up gravel and dust into the whole thing.
Yeah, now you can invest in a gas blower and just blow it off.
Blow it all into the creek.
Get one of those like the Zamboni vacuum things, like fucking ride along.
And the city always comes in and they bring all their tractors and stuff in and they clear the creek out every couple of years. And they're kind of like, how are we going to get to the creek now? And I'm like, you can use our driveway, but then you have to re-asphalt it when you're done. Because you guys destroy our parking lot and never fix anything.
Yeah.
Also, all of the city trees are growing into our roof and building. You can come trim those in the meantime.
City don't give a shit.
The city of Cotati's been pretty good with us. We get along with the police really well there, too. And Petaluma police now. I don't know what happened during COVID, but we went from every day there was like a fight with the police and everything was our fault to Petaluma police check in on us. They care about the well-being of everybody. They listen to us. We needed the streetlights to get stay on until 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So they were going off at 9:30, 10, even on Fridays and Saturdays. Talk to them about it. Fucking lights are on. They've been sometimes we're if you just park a car downtown, everyone will think the police are around. They'll behave. They listen. They did it. They've been fucking amazing. My theory is that everybody during COVID are such fucking lunatics and did such stupid shit. They got so many bad calls that we're no longer the bad kids. It's like being the bad kid in a family, and then mom and dad got drunk after the Super Bowl, because the Packers lost. And dad took it out on mommy. They made a Packers Super Bowl losing baby, and then that kid becomes the problem child. And suddenly Brian's not the bad kid in the family.
Yeah.
It's little Joey.
Yeah.
Also, they probably realized that the bar wasn't the catalyst for the bullshit. The bullshit was always there.
Yeah,
It
the
doesn't matter if
bullshit's
it's
there.
there or not.
Yeah, because then it became 256 North, the block, and Brewster's.
Yeah.
When they're finding guns at, a family establishment that's kind of operating as a bar at night. It's it wasn't just us.
Yeah.
It's
every place has guns.
Yeah. Nowadays, Jesus
It's
Christ.
America.
It's America.
It's what we are.
Have you seen that one of the guy with, all of his kids have, fucking Rambo guns?
Yeah. That dude's
It's
like
my
a
favorite,
congressman
like,
or something.
With the Nicolas Cage movie Lords of War or whatever. He's like, bring me the gun of Rambo. That's
Yep.
Lauren Boebert or whatever, her whole family. She's like, somebody else did a Christmas card full of weapons. Let me do one too.
I was watching an episode of Doomsday Preppers just because it's a bunch of.
I love that show.
It's so sad. You watch there's such terrible shitty people. This guy who had 13 kids with 5 different women gathered all of his children out in his big property where he built a huge concrete castle out in the woods. And he's loaded. He made his money in software or something, and he made all of his kids compete in survival challenges. And whoever did the best, whoever came in first place, would get the entirety of his inheritance.
Wow.
No one else would get anything
I know what I'm doing
else.
tonight when I get home. I'm gonna watch that episode of Doomsday Prepper. So it's like American Ninja Warrior for fucking psycho Doomsday dads.
Yes. Fuck.
So you get you get some fucking weird guy who's into it, and then you get an 8-year-old kid with
That
a
just
fucking.
wants to fucking watch.
That's just goddamn
Paw
depressing.
Patrol.
Is what that is. You feel bad for those kids.
Some of those people are fucking legit nuts. They had the
Oh,
one guy
yeah.
whose wife has diabetes, so he went to Canada, bought a bunch of diabetes medication, filled duffel bags full of it, and he hid them in bus station lockers around the States. And he doesn't just put them in there and then fuck off. He drives a loop around the United States, checking on his wife's medications, and then in 2 years he's got to replace it all because that shit goes bad.
My favorite part is at the very end, and they give them a rating because they always give them terrible ratings, and they will never take it.
No one gets like a perfect 10. They're like, well, this was good, but his home perimeter defense was bad, and then some of his canned foods will expire, so that's minus 8 points.
Dale had a great arson rate. You know, he had 13 M16s and he did great on home defense, but he had no food shortage. He would last 3 months. And he was like, well, I don't know about that. I think I'll do a little bit better than that.
But Dave could always go next door and shoot up his neighbors and take their food. Usually they're big on the water resource. Whoever's got like the stream next door or like the water tanks that purify everything.
No. It's a lot of mail order brides in that show.
Shocked.
Yeah.
That is the most surprising revelation.
Like the wife never talks during the entire episode.
That is also shocking. A male.
Yeah.
Because the wife is shell-shocked. She gets over there like, what in the actual fuck did I sign on for?
It would be fun to get a bunch of buddies together and build like a zombie apocalypse like bus. You know, with like the slots for the chainsaws and like a machine gun turret up top, and it's covered in barbed wire. That'd be like a fun project with your buddies. But once you're done, you're like, all right, now we got this fucking murder bus, and there's no.
Just gonna drive it through downtown Petaluma.
Just start cruising mall parking lots during Christmas time.
I get exactly what you mean. When I was a kid, we stole a shopping cart, and we cut out the front of it, and we put a rolling chair in the shopping cart. We had a flag and everything, and like it was cool when we were building it.
You guys were preppers before you were even adults.
We were just every day. I'm waiting for the communist overthrow of the government.
Yeah, that Red Dawn fucked this country up.
Red Dawn set us all backwards.
That's
Wolverines forever.
Wolverines forever.
I got 3/4 through. Spoiler alert: Chris Hemsworth taking a bullet to the head. That's how I did a trivia round called "Bullet to the Head" because I was watching the Red Dawn redo.
Oh, is it the new? Yeah.
Like 3/4 of the way through the movie, he's like one of the central characters, and he just gets blasted by like a no-name like North Korean soldier.
Yeah.
He like opens the door and the guy blows his fucking head off. I was like, what a great trivia round. Bullet to the head. Yeah, he got smoked, and I was like, all right, this is fucking. It's those kids. They're just dumb. Everything they do would be dumb.
Yeah.
You're like the guy's girlfriend gets stuck behind 400 soldiers, and he's like, I gotta go get her. You're like, dude, no, she's gone. Get a new one. There's slim pickings. You're a 10 now.
You guys.
If you were a 4 before, now the world's being taken over. You know, your country's being taken over. You're like an 8 to 10. You got fucking jerky. You got bullets. You got everything. What's up, guys?
You would live.
So that's the world I want to live in.
Just beef jerky and bullets?
Where beef jerky makes you a more attractive man. And beef jerky and bullets.
Damn, dude. You've been listening to a lot of country music.
It's
Beef jerky and bullets would be a sick Tim McGraw song.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, dude, you got a fucking...
Beef jerky and bullets.
That was a spider, my bad.
Yeah.
Beef jerky and bullets.
When we went to NASCAR, that's what you would hear when you wake up in the morning. It'd be like 6 a.m. Sun's coming up, and then somebody would kick on like a super country song.
Yeah.
Check you for ticks. Like, all right.
That's a good song, man. I don't want to hear any trash talking Brad Paisley.
Fucking the big Pays man.
Is he still popular?
I mean,
I don't think he needs to be.
No, I mean, I think he's just like one of those classic, whatever.
Yeah, he made his nut.
There's some guys like Randy Travis, Travis Tritt. I haven't heard about like some of those old. Was Vince Gill a country guy?
Randy Travis is still around. I think he's doing more gospel than anything.
Who do you think we're gonna judge and then we're gonna look it up? Who do you think looks worse now? Randy Travis or Travis Tritt? I think Randy Travis has probably had work done. I'm gonna say Randy Travis has had work done. Travis Tritt's aging gracefully.
I think, but it's not good work.
It's not good work. Like
Meg Ryan. I think
there.
Travis Tritt's probably the better of the two. I want to say Randy Travis got like cancer or something not long ago, or had something.
Fun of him.
He definitely has some Mickey Rourke work.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Melanie Griffith is the one that I was thinking of, where she got fired from a movie because they couldn't finish the movie because she kept coming in like every week with something new
With
done
a
to her
different face.
and
Yeah.
she didn't look the same.
You know, Simon Cowell got some frightening work done.
Randy Travis looks like
The same.
Lyle Lovett in his like 20s.
Yeah, looks the same, kind of.
Yeah, he's okay. So he was aging well. Like he looks like a good-looking like salt and pepper guy there.
Yeah.
And then
He looks like he plays a gambler in a movie.
And you can see where he got the work done.
I don't know if
He got
that's.
some face.
Is
some
he on the
face
right or
Botox.
left?
Well, check. I could have swore he got like he got cancer or some damn thing, and that's what fucked him up worse than anything.
Travis Tritt. What a NASCAR name.
Oh, absolutely.
Cole Trickle.
Number-
Travis Tritt.
Number 4 in the Clorox car.
Okay,
Travis
so
Tritt.
Travis Tritt never looked good.
Yeah, but we're talking comparatively. We're not talking like.
We're comparing it to country musicians, because there's some handsome country musicians. Blake Shelton was rated, I think, sexiest man alive.
Yeah, that doesn't make it. I like that Paul Rudd was. He looks like a Game of Thrones character that like would fuck your wife.
Yeah, that's a heavily filtered picture.
Yeah,
I don't
heavily
think that's
filtered.
like.
Travis Tritt before the filters, Travis Tritt after the filters. He's had work
Dang.
done too,
That guy,
because his eyes don't fit inside his puffy face now.
Yep.
that guy loves Hawaii though. You can just see his Hawaii face.
Yeah, he does. His face is on island time. Look at that. That's a dude. He did a '80s glamour shot.
Holy shit, that's magic.
Looks like my sister's prom photo.
I wish I had a photo like that.
So, he had a stroke. Travis Tritt.
He
He got an upper respiratory infection that then caused him to suffer a massive stroke,
I saw the
and that's why he looks the way he looks now.
COVID. What were they called? The pandemies on the Daily Show the other day, and they did the end thing where, so like the whole thing's pretty funny. They're just dogging on dumb COVID people, and then they did all the people at the end, which I was like, God damn, I can't believe they went here. At the end, they do the COVID's a joke, Jesus Christ will save you, and then they're all died of COVID, September 2021. They did like a 5-minute memoriam at the end
Wow.
of all the people that passed away.
It's a little fucked up.
I know, that's why I was kind of like, even for me, I was like, this is funny, but it's a little fucked
Yeah.
up.
Little fucked up.
Jesus took the wheel and Jesus crashed.
Yeah, Jesus drove right into a tree. We were just driving home from work the other day, and was passing by Todd Road, and I'm driving, and there's a couple of police cars pulling up, an ambulance, traffic is starting to slow down. So I get like into the slow crawl, and I look, and you can see tree gone, tree and a half, tree and a half, tree 3/4, tree gone, and I was like, what the fuck happened over here? And a semi went off the road. It went through 5, 6, 7 trees, somewhere in between there, sliced all the trees in half and was just sitting in the ditch on the last tree. And so I was like, holy shit. And John, the guy that plays softball, came in and he was like, I was sitting at work today, just like hanging out, doing my work, and the whole building started shaking. Everyone's like,
Holy shit.
Blake, and everyone's running. And I look out the window and there's a truck in the ditch.
Fuck.
And all these trees were had been, they weren't like torched, but like kind of like blackened from everything going over. Couple little tiny oil fires. So I would never. I had a newfound respect for Mack trucks. When you're barreling through big ass trees and just cutting them in half.
That's impressive.
It's a lot.
impressive.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
weight.
That's a lot of weight.
man.
A lot of weight and speed there.
I used to drive a big truck. The biggest thing I went through was like a deer.
Yeah, deers are pretty. They're beefy.
Yeah.
I always drove little tiny. How do I say this politely? I drove a not manly car. Like the very. If Care Bears were a car,
We know
I
you
drove
had a
that.
Honda Fit.
I had 3 different Honda Fits over 6 years.
Yes, we know.
I just
We've-
didn't change.
One of them got stolen, which should have told you something, and you immediately went out and replaced it with another Honda
Honda
Fit.
Fit.
It just fit into your life so well.
It just really did. But I always thought that I would be commuting from work from Santa Rosa to here like nonstop. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a little eco car with the seats fold down, I'll be good. But then I drank so much I never drove it. So it was pointless to have an eco car when it just sat in the parking garage, and
Yeah.
I was paying more to Uber than I was for my car bills.
Damn.
Yeah, but when I got my car taken, I didn't know that the dealer had hooked me up, and he had hooked me up with an extra key, because those keys are like $750
Yeah.
bucks. But when you get like the lease package, you don't necessarily get everything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damn it. So he had hooked me up, and he had slipped it into like the little, like little velvet binder they give you, not velvet, but like little case. And so I parked the car on day like 3 that I had it, came in here for trivia, got fucking loaded, and went home. I came back, I took Wednesday off, and then I came back on Thursday, and I did that thing where I was like, where the fuck did I park my car? And I was like, they don't tow it right away. So like I walked downtown, then I did the loop around the block, I went around the supermarket, checked over by like the tea room. I was like, did I go to the bank and then forget that I drove to the bank and walked back to the bar? So I went to the bank parking lot, not there.
Yeah.
Called the tow truck company from the bank, they didn't have it. Called a bunch of other tow places, nobody had it. Walked the parking garage like 4 times, and I was like, somebody stole my fucking car. And then I came back here and I called the Petaluma police, and they're like, yeah, none of the cameras work in there. And one of our buddies' dads, his name's Will, his dad did the cameras in the garage and had that big sign. They're like, cameras by whatever his dad's name was. And I called him and I'm like, your fucking cameras don't work in the parking garage.
I just parked in front of a sign that says cameras by.
That's the one.
Yeah.
They haven't done those cameras in years, and nobody took the sign down.
Fuck.
His dad doesn't even live here. His dad lives in like, that's going. Oh, Tim Cole's
that's a good shot.
Goalkeeper. So they ended up finding the car in the Santa Rosa junior college parking lot, because the police were across the street catching everybody running the red lights that are right there, and they look over, and in the parking lot, this dude just kept driving around in circles, and he's passing by empty spots, and they're like, what's this fucking guy up to? Why isn't he parking his car? But they have like little stop signs in the parking lot, and he was blowing through all of them. So they're like, cool, we can pull him over. So they pulled him over. He had fake paper tags. He had a fake Geico insurance. Like, it almost looked like he printed out the logo and then like wrote on it, and then laminated it, and then cut it out with scissors, and that was like his insurance card.
One insurance, please.
And the car was trashed. He'd been smoking cigarettes and weed in it, and like just garbage everywhere. But in his trunk, he had laptops, school books, cell phones,
so he was just stealing
sunglasses,
from the
purses. Yeah, he was robbing cars in the parking lot.
And this guy just saw like "Catch Me If You Can." It was fucking pumped.
Yeah, he was a career thief.
Yeah. If Leo can fake his identity, I can fake my identity.
Well, the crazy thing is they're like, the judge will say you're going to get 6 years for doing this, but if you do restitution for X amount, whatever, like Brian wants, we'll knock a year off. Whoever you stole from this person, they can knock a year off.
Yeah.
And he was just like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying anything.
Damn.
So he just went to jail. He probably got out in like 3 months. They don't have room for those guys.
Yeah,
That was a good shot.
I got sideswiped on fucking Snow Mountain Parkway, or turning on Snow Mountain Parkway by East Washington, and right at the fucking stoplight where the cameras are, and I went to the cops. I'm like, yo, I didn't get the license plate. You know, can you see on the front cameras? Like, oh no, those are just for deterrence.
They don't actually work.
Yeah, after they spent millions and millions of dollars putting them up.
They don't go anywhere. The cameras in the garage now, the monitors are up in the Petaluma call station, so they monitor it like all day long.
Yeah.
It's getting a little hairy here.
Yeah, it is.
What the fuck is going on? We had two clean sheets in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
I know, first of the year.
You'd think you have the highest paid defender in the world on your staff.
He
Finally playing up to his paycheck.
Harry Maguire is like the prototypical looking British guy. Big honking teeth, big giant ears, square giant head, like this weird 80s matte haircut, and then he's got that weird like English hunch. Like he is like he's been moving bricks and building walls on his farm, where he's just kind of like this. Just kind of hulky. He looks like the prototypical British guy.
Guinness weighs you down.
You remember the first time you heard David Beckham speak? Where I was like, he looks like he's come up and be like, hey ladies, how's it going?
Yeah.
And he comes up, he's like, hi, I'm David Beckham. You're like, what the fuck just came out of that man's
I
mouth?
play soccer. I do.
I do.
And that's when you realize God has a sense of humor.
All right. So this is. So who's playing today?
So Norwich, bottom of the table, is playing United. They're 6.
All right. So 6, and then Norwich is in last place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're pretty bad.
they're gonna get relegated. They just got brought up this year, and
I wanna say,
they're not doing well. Like they're
this
not.
is one of those things where I should do the research before. I swear to God, they made it up, and like after like 3 or 4 games, they fired the coach that brought them up because he had a slow start. And then
Norwich?
they-
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like
A lot of coaches have been fired this year. Watford
Okay.
got rid of their coach. Aston Villa. Watford and Aston Villa got good coaches though.
yeah.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard.
Fine, Brian. You don't need to do research. Like the 15 people that watch this thing don't know shit about football
That's
anyway.
true.
So
Hey,
we
I
could say,
don't know anything.
We could say whatever the fuck we want to say. Nobody's gonna question us.
We should do one where we just make shit up the entire time.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one random person that stumbles across it and then just like
Like,
puts it
hey,
up on
you fucks.
puts it up on their page and is like, listen to these 2 assholes that don't know what they're doing. They say they know football.
I was watching the United stand, and this guy, he goes through, he does his rant, and then there's like that feed on the side on YouTube, and he reads their comments as they come through, and like he responds to them. But the comments that they come through, they're just going like this.
Yeah.
Like is there a way to like, does he slow it down?
I have no idea.
Are
I
you
wonder-
worried that if you ever did a live stream, you would not be able to keep up with comments
Dude,
because
I can't keep up with anything. So
I've seen you read fast
because
trivia.
the 2 people
I can read
commenting in a
fast.
half-hour video,
Yeah.
you should be able to read through those no problem.
But I don't understand how that guy can do it. He has to have somebody in the background that like will pull out.
Yeah,
a
they're
question
pulling
he
and
sends it to
tagging.
his
Yeah,
laptop,
yeah.
and he reads it.
Yeah, he's probably flagging individual ones that he wants to read.
Yeah, because if he read every single comment, and then just imagine people just go up there
Well,
fucking shitball.
What
Yeah,
kind
the
of
comments are
garbage show
terrible.
would that be too? If you're just like listening to somebody reading somebody.
And you got that one kid that just keeps typing in the word foreskin and hitting send, copy paste send, copy paste
Yeah.
send. So just it's like foreskin every fifth line.
He's like, why is there a question mark? What do you question? Is it what are foreskins? Why you don't have a foreskin? What's the question around this foreskin?
Yeah, what's the deal with the foreskin? I wonder if these guys are doing it. Oh yeah, they're actually watching the game and commenting on it. Nobody wants to hear you talk about soccer. You just want your thoughts on serial killers and parking garages.
I mean, that's all I care about.
That's why I've listened to Jolene 3 times.
It's just on a constant loop.
It's just on a loop.
All the versions, all the covers. We just cycle through them and it's fine.
I got the live version, I got the studio version, I got the Motorhead version,
Well, that would be hilarious.
right? Let me just Jolene.
We were having that conversation with, we have the BMI and ASCAP are like the recording industry people that come after you for money. And we're like, well, we have a jukebox that's already paid for. DirecTV pays their licensing fees, and then the DJs pay their own. Like, we're not paying for all those people, so basically we have trivia. She's like, well, you have open mic and karaoke. I'm like, karaoke guy is hired. He pays for his own. We don't pay that. I'm like, what about open mic? He's like, we don't let them do covers. She's like, seriously? Because I just tried to make her day awful. It was like, I was going to drag that out the whole time. I'm like, so basically I'm just going to pay for trivia. And she's like, I've got to run all this by my boss. And I'm like, are you sending up the ladder? I can do this all week with you.
We don't let them do covers. It's brilliant, Brian.
I'll do my best to get out of every penny I have to pay.
The hell is?
I can't believe they send people around to bars to make you like fucking pay
People
for
got
trivia.
19th and Broadway got sued for like 90 grand and
Damn.
lost.
For trivia, for a music round and trivia and playing the songs in the background, you got to pay
Like $6 grand a year.
That's great.
the licensing for.
For BMI is about $6 grand. BMI we're fighting with because they keep telling us that we do cover charges because we did a cover charge for charity and it was $1 like 5 years ago.
I remember that.
And so they're like, you're making money off of the artist, so you need to pay them royalties. And we're like, it was for charity, and we've only done that one time.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody remembers because it would only happen
One time.
and it was for charity, so
was
we were
for
like,
charity.
yeah, cool. Here's a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Like,
It was for charity for a music venue that was going out of business.
yeah.
Damn.
So it wasn't like,
Yeah.
And then ASCAP isn't as bad. It's only like $1,200 to $1,600, but we paid late, and for every month they were charging us $135 a month. That was also during COVID when we were shut down. So you have to call and request. But then when I was Googling the ASCAP number, it came up that ASCAP was paying their artists like way late. So I was like, well, are the artists charging you guys late fees? And the dude just got heated immediately. Because I wasn't the only one that had called him that day and gave him shit. And I'm like, well, I don't feel like if you guys aren't paying on time, I should have to pay on time. And he's like, well, we can't pay on time because I finally broke him. Well, we can't pay them on time because you guys don't pay on time. I'm like, oh, now it's my fault. And then then it spirals into like a whole fight. And Justin's sitting over on the side just going like, this fucking dude, I work for this fucking moron. But the people that just like C-Text in airport, it's like C-Cap or something like that. They just send you a bill for like $400 once a year, and I'm like, yeah, I can pay that. Here you go. But like, I mean, the rest of them
For what? For fucking playing music?
yeah.
Yeah.
But when you call the number, I will say it is fun to call because when you call the 800 number, like Taylor Swift answers the phone, she's like, "Hi y'all, this is Taylor Swift. Thanks for supporting the recording industry of America." So it's like it's always somebody different.
Yeah. I wish they got people like Killer Mike or something. someone not very nice and friendly.
I wonder who's on. I have this weird feeling. All right, I want to call. I think one time it was. I'm gonna wait. Let's see who it is that's on the ASCAP one. Ah, shit.
It's Bruce Springsteen.
It's almost always a country guy, so I was hoping it was going to be like Randy Travis or Travis. Hey, y'all, it's Travis Tritt. Enjoy your NASCAR weekend. Beef jerky and bullets, bitches. Woo!
This, on Wednesday, open mic, there was this guy. He could have been like a really bad 50 or like 102. Just like ponytail, white, just hunched over, big old leather jacket, like gruffly voiced.
I'm picturing all of this in my head.
No shoelaces in his boots. He's like, "Okay, can I sing Detroit Rock City by Kiss?"
Did you think it was like karaoke?
I don't know. Can
you?
I don't know that Kiss can do that.
Did the crazy tall guy? I'm gonna say that I would describe him as Jewish because he'd tell you within 5 minutes. He's like, I'm just an old Jew. I'm an old Jew. But he came in for a wedding and he was like, I'm coming back on Wednesday to do the open mic. I'm coming on Wednesday to do the open mic. I got tons of jokes. Big tall guy, glasses, kind of like Sideshow Bob hair, but gray.
Oh, he did.
I think his name was Brian.
He did.
Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, he did come.
He did. Was he
Do
funny?
you have an alter ego?
Yeah, he came and he was like, we were talking to you about you at a wedding. And I'm like, how did I get brought up at a wedding?
Because he was like really excited about open mic. He's like, who do I see about the open mic? I'm like, well, come see Mike.
Yeah. You know what? He actually did pretty good.
He did pretty good?
Yeah. He wrote all of his jokes were like the three people walk into a bar.
Yeah.
But I mean, he said he wrote them, which is impressive. I've never wrote a knock joke.
You never wrote a knock joke?
Never.
All right, we're doing homework. Everyone's got to write a knock joke before the next podcast.
This shit's hard. Never once have I ever written a knock joke.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I tried to make my own crossword once and it didn't work out. I can't imagine a knock joke being any easier.
And
So he wrote his own material,
Mm-hmm.
his own jokes.
Yeah, it was. He actually did pretty good.
Slightly
Good man.
racist?
I think everything that was maybe a little anti-Semitic, but it was making fun of his own culture.
So he's just kind of like, I could do it.
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't too intense. It was
Are we going to take a potty break?
No, and that guy, he didn't have a phone, and then he asked me to film his set and send it to his sister in Detroit. Because it was his mom's birthday.
You never know; those things can turn into like.
Oh, that's just
you
a
and your
fucking
sister hit it
surreal
off,
moment.
and then like you guys are doing Thanksgiving together the next year. You never know. You can meet some lifelong friends that way.
And so I played the instrumentals, so Detroit Rock City instrumentals, over the speakers. And then he sat on a chair in the corner of the stage and just started yelling into the microphone.
It's like every thought that he had in his head was, how can I make this weirder?
Yeah.
And weirder and weirder.
And then he would get up and then he would like headbanging and shit. And he went up last. He was the last. Is how he ended the night. And then the song faded out and he put the microphone back in the stand and he left.
That was it?
And I never saw him. I never got his sister's phone number in Detroit. Never sent it to her.
So now you just have a video of this guy.
Yeah, just
Did that end up on the TikTok?
It hasn't yet.
It's got to be.
Yeah, that's got to get on there.
Yeah, he did 2 songs. The video I have, there was a band playing, and he went up and asked them if they knew the song he wanted to play. So they tried to play Nazareth, the Son of a Bitch song.
I don't know that song.
And he was
Oh,
singing that.
yeah.
No,
Jesus.
fucking chaos.
Old school, old men metalheads.
Halftime?
Yeah.
Halftime.
P-break.
Anywhere else outside of California, if
I think the burrito.
it's
Burrito's
like
pretty
Yeah.
California.
you want a California chicken sandwich, it's got avocado on it, and that's what makes it a California chicken sandwich. Otherwise, it's just a fucking chicken sandwich. Yeah, it's just like a grilled chicken sandwich with avocado. California chicken sandwich. You get outside of the state.
A lot of
and
comedian
that's the one.
podcasters will talk about they're like when they're touring the East Coast, they're like, you can't get a burrito anywhere out here. Can't get a good burrito anywhere out here. And then like when friends come in from, anywhere from the East Coast, they always want to go to In-N-Out
Yeah.
and they want a good burrito.
Yeah. And that's true. You can't, the Mexican food hits different here. I like Tex-Mex and, Texas, that.
A little,
and that's
little
a
bit
good,
of Chevy's action.
Oh, Chevys.
yeah, I mean, it's not,
Get that steaming fajita.
some Don Pablos, perhaps.
California, Mexican food has has cheese on it. And then, when I go visit my parents in Texas, we go get a taco, it's like radishes, cilantro, that's fucking...
Well, it's more of a classic. California
Yeah.
has more of, it's the authentic, but it's a hybrid. And then you go to, the Midwest, and it is literally, Chevy's
me.
and Don Pablos.
No. When I was growing up, I had an Applebee's in my neighborhood, and it was the worst Applebee's. It was like a shitty... I didn't know how good Applebee's was. And then I came out here, and I was hanging out with a guy named Hugo, and he ran the Applebee's.
I was going to say, Hugo sounds like the manager of an Applebee's.
Yeah. I don't know that sentence has ever been spoken. I don't know how... I didn't know how good Applebee's was.
Well,
Applebee's could be, and it's like... all right, look, man. I love me some Applebee's.
I think Applebee's is about to be our new spot after these Cheetos boneless ones.
Give me unlimited riblets and fries all day long. I will.
Because he would go in there and he would be running the place. Everyone used the guy at the bar, everyone loved him, and the cooks would make him whatever he wanted. And so we got boneless wings, coleslaw, mac and cheese, and just put it all on a fucking
pick your own
burrito.
plate.
My favorite Marshawn Lynch interview ever is when he was still playing in Buffalo and Kenny Mayne interviewed him, and he went to an Applebee's. That was his place. That was his spot.
That was his spot.
They knew him. He would go behind the bar and make pour his own Pepsi, and they'd serve him whatever, and then he'd go to Dave & Buster's and play video games, and then sometimes he'd go back to Applebee's after that for whatever. And that was
He's taking his Applebee's nightcap.
and that was just Marshawn's shit. He was like, "This is my stuff. This is my place." Go ahead. Everybody knew him and whatever. And he's
Marshawn's
just
the man of the people.
He
look,
He's a
man.
Berkeley grad, right?
Yeah. Local boy, went to local school. He was recruited all over the place. Went to Cal to be
He's,
home.
he's at-
Oakland guy. Wanted to play. Ended up going to the Raiders. Wanted to play there.
I wonder if he's had the Cheetos Buffalo wings.
Oh, he has.
He gets them
Dude,
delivered
look
right
at
to his
these.
Beast Mode store. That's the guy. It was during some training camp. He had chicken wings in his sock.
Yeah.
He had chicken wings in his sock.
Yeah, he was doing
How have I never heard this
So
story?
he runs this football camp for kids in his neighborhood, in his old neighborhood. He still lives in that fucking neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he's running this camp, and press shows up and does whatever, And like he reaches down and he's got the tall socks on and pulls like a fucking chicken wing out and like is eating a chicken wing while the kids are running around.
That is
and
the
then
most
he like
gangster shit I've ever
puts the shit
heard.
back. Like you can't fuck with Marshawn. He is like.
People wonder why they make fun of Americans. We got our
that
favorite
dude-
celebrities are eating chicken wings out of their chicken wings out of their socks.
That guy is as real as it gets. Like there is no pretense. He's
what
the
would
guy.
people say if like you went up on stage for open mic and you're like doing your routine and then you just took a fucking chicken wing out of your sock and started eating it?
There was a show in the city, and it was outdoor. It was on a sidewalk, and like it was after COVID, so it's like sidewalk seating. There's kind of like a gazebo section, but like a lot of people left, and so there's like 2 old ladies, like a group of young kids. So maybe there's like 8 people in total going up, and they're eating food. These old ladies are eating chicken. I'm like, wow, that looks delicious. And they gave me a chicken wing off their plate, and so my entire
You look like a sweet boy. Have a chicken wing.
So Mike's doing it. You're doing your show with a
my entire set. I'm also eating a chicken wing.
So this has kind of already happened to you.
Yeah,
living that Marshawn Lynch life.
I couldn't get having in your sock like. It has to be sweaty or like the stick.
Socks collect fuzz.
Yeah.
I mean, dirt. When you go into the bathroom, your shoelaces, everything hits the fucking bathroom floor. That's got to travel around the sock,
Yeah.
right? Mine would be disgusting because I only wear ankle socks.
Well, see,
Fuck,
yeah,
yeah.
he's got
So
like,
basically, I'm storing chicken wings in my shoe.
yeah, he's got the
point,
tall
you can't
socks.
do
You don't
that.
want to start chicken wings in your shoe, man.
Yeah. No, it's like the real
Girlfriend's
life.
doing your laundry. She's like, "Why are all these fucking socks like red and
Is this blue cheese?
yeah, blue cheese in your coat pocket? You're like, chicken wing out, little dipping, yum yum yum."
Yeah, well, you need your dipping sauces.
I mean, you can't.
It's like the real life, like Macho Man Creamer thing. You ever see that interview? There's Macho Man Randy Savage, and he's in an interview, and he's, yeah, brother, in this new match, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let me tell you, 'cause I'm the cream of the crop. And he pulled out at least 12 things of creamer out of different, like his wristbands and his fucking pockets. And he's just the cream of the crop.
That
He's
is
just-
brilliant.
What was he doing with them? He's just pulling them out.
Pulled him out, dropping it. He was putting it on the fucking promoter's head and shit. It was nuts.
Dude got high as balls one night and was like, "This is what I'm doing.
This is what I'm doing.
This is what I'm
tomorrow."
fucking doing." Just coked out of his mind, just shoving creamers everywhere.
The golden age of wrestling is some of the most entertaining stuff to watch.
Oh yeah, he's just hanging out with Mean Gene
WrestleMania 3
Okerlund.
at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. It's a day that I'm certain like
Silverdome, Pontiac, Michigan.
I'm talking about
Place is
the
gone now.
former Intercontinental Champion of the world.
Mean Gene Okerlund's like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know that fucking.
Oh, he's like a magician.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
pulling fucking rabbits
Yeah, yeah.
and flowers out of his hat. He just keeps pulling them out.
So, Randy, I've got to ask you very seriously. Do you blame Mr. Jack Tunney?
He's dead, right? Oh, he died in a car wreck, didn't he?
Macho Man?
Yeah, he had like a heart attack and
Oh, his heart definitely exploded.
the Macho
You
Man,
can't do that much cocaine in your
Yeah.
life and not have a heart that explodes. That's the.
He can't have such a turbulent relationship. Who was his girlfriend that was in the
Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, Miss
She
Elizabeth.
died of drugs too,
yeah.
like painkillers and cocaine or something. The
I mean,
Macho
that-
Man Randy Savage sitting on the dock with the belt photo is by far one of the greatest promo photos of all time.
You know what you guys need? You know, like those composites, like those for fraternities, where you get all like the fraternities, so you got, like the chapter presidents and all the fucking. You need that for the bar.
That actually is a great idea.
The best photo shoot ever was that men's national team shoot that they did back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's Landon Donovan drinking from a water fountain, and they've got them all in like this. You gotta look that up. That's a fucking that's a gem of a
The best is when if you type in fraternity brothers photo, this is like the 4th photo that comes up. Everybody in mugshots.
Not surprised.
Oh, there's a lot.
What, mugshots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chico State, when I was there, they were the first fraternity to get charged with terrorism charges because they like hazed a kid, but they held him like hostage and like waterboarded him, and then they made him like do push-ups in this like broken sewage pipe in the basement, which was almost
just
as
fun and
disgusting as
games.
this kid dying of drinking too much water. Is that they just had a pipe leaking shit and piss in the basement. Like, yeah, they had a broken pipe in the basement, and they were making them do push-ups in like urine and shit. And I was like, why did that even exist?
For people to do push-ups.
Have you ever been inside a frat house, bro?
Not San Diego State. Went to a lot of fraternity parties at San Diego State. There was one that had a volcano like party, like it was like Hawaiian themed. They had like a fake volcano in the bathroom. I'd sneak in the bathroom window to get in. That was the only fraternity party where I was like, okay, this is like a Hollywood, like legit fraternity party. Because all the fraternity parties, wherever you go, they'd be like, who do you know? Like, if you didn't know a brother, you couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And if you had a cock, you weren't getting in.
What's your ratio?
Yeah, what if we've got too many dudes, you're not coming in. Which is legit. What those guys go through, to get into the fraternity, they should be allowed to be a little choosy. Were you in a fraternity?
No.
Chico State also didn't have great fraternities.
I played rugby,
Yeah.
so we had the rugby house.
I lived at the rugby house in Chico.
But it was a root cellar. That was the basement. That's where we held the parties.
What's a
down.
root cellar?
Well, it's like we had there's two sides to it. There's an actual basement with like concrete walls, and then the root cellar is just like dirt walls.
Oh,
it's like
shit.
cut out of the
like
dirt,
an old
whatever.
tornado storm cellar.
So our hazing was they locked all the rookies in the root cellar. There was like 8 of us, maybe 10, I don't know. And they locked us down there with a keg of beer before the party started. Mm-hmm. And we're like, you guys aren't leaving this room until the keg's gone.
Did you have a place to piss, or was it like...
Yeah, there's a trash can in the corner. We asked the same question, and they pointed at the trash can in the corner.
Like a Honduras prison.
They pointed at the trash can.
There's a dog walking around. Everyone's like, we're going to have to eat that fucking dog soon.
No, it's like, you guys ain't leaving. Where do we go to the bathroom? The trash can right there, and then they shut the door and locked it, and was like, I better get to drinking, I guess.
I love the rugby when the rugby rookies. So they come over, wash our cars, do our fucking laundry. They'd have to cook, and then the big party like where they were semi-tortured.
Yeah, just semi.
Semi-tortured.
Well, this was like the big party of the year too. The one we sold tickets to, and like they had like liquor, like jungle juice and all that shit. It wasn't just a usual beer party. So I had friends coming too, and by the time we got out of the basement, the party had just started. And like,
you guys are all
we were
fucking
already
trashed.
wrecked. So I basically just stood against the wall in a corner until my friends were ready to go. And then they're like, let's go.
You can make it, Russ.
Fuck it, we'll walk you home. It's fine.
How many to a keg of beer? Like, how many of you were down
There was like 8 to 10 of us.
Damn.
For
So
a
that's
whole...
what, like 190 beers? 16 ounce. It's like 190 16-ounce beers.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's
Divided
a
by
lot, man.
8s?
Yeah, it wasn't... But we were, rugby players in college. It wasn't like...
Yeah. I mean,
It wasn't
it's
like we didn't
doable.
have. It wasn't like we didn't have
Yeah.
any experience doing this type of stuff. Like,
Completely doable.
and they came down and like drank with us for a bit, and like it wasn't all.
They helped you out a little.
They realized that they would kill us if we had to. But then we did like a chugging contest between the forwards and the backs as the last bit of beer we had in the deal. And that's the first time I threw up because.
Can you imagine the stink down there?
Oh, dude.
Awful.
And you got that one rugby player that ate a bunch of asparagus the night before.
Well, it was like everybody left and went back, and I was still like, ooh, oh, I don't feel good. And the captain was there.
Oh.
The captain was there, and he was like, you going to be okay? And I just kind of looked at him, and I puked in the trash can, and I was like, I'll be fine. He's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
What was the last time you threw up from drinking?
I was watching Cool Hand Luke in my bed.
Full time to go fucking chicken wing
I
pockets.
feel like you could do both, Brian. Nope, I gotta dedicate myself to just selling chicken wing socks.
It's all about splitting the time, you know?
Brian's the next Mr. Pillow. Just
Why
start
is that tie you're
advertising.
wearing so big? It's full of gravy. It's my gravy tie.
That guy's commercial, his new commercial is crazy on Fox News.
Mr. Pillow?
Yeah. Just,
Like-
I was canceled. But guess what? I got a pillow for you.
Dude, I
What a
can't believe,
fucking
is he a billionaire?
sociopath. Yeah.
Off selling
Well,
pillows.
I mean, probably multi-millionaire.
What's
I
his
don't know
name,
that he's
Mike?
Lindell. I don't know that he's a billionaire.
It was right after a commercial. It was like selling it. It was a kid's book.
I'd be sad if he was.
He's
50
worth
million,
50
yeah.
million, yeah. He's not that rich.
It was a kid's book.
He
Only
looks like
50
he
million.
could eat some chicken wings.
Only 50
he-
million on fucking pillows.
He can
For fuck's
put
sake.
away some chicken wings for sure. But that's
Alright, so who could eat more? Macho Man, Mike Lindell, or Travis Tritt?
Lindell.
Yeah, I'm going Lindell.
Mike
too.
Lindell, yeah. He's.
I think Macho Man. He has to feed. I mean, he's a huge dude. Easy to feed those fucking those
Keep
roids.
him coming, brother.
But,
Oh, yeah.
but that man probably survives on fucking cocaine, alcohol, and steroids. It's not like. I mean, those are key appetite suppressants.
He
Another
shows
piece
up
of
coke out of
meat,
his skull. He's just
brother.
kind of pushing the wings around his leg.
Although
Anyone knows
after seeing Mike Lindell
Oh, there's our
talk,
boy.
there he is.
There's our blondie.
California.
After seeing Lindell talk, he's probably coked out of his mind half the time anyway too. I mean, there's no way that
Well,
that
those guys
man.
don't do coke. They do that like legal methamphetamine. Like-
Fucking.
It's like part ADD medication, part like diet medication, and then part
Oh,
like active ingredients and meth.
Yeah.
Have you guys?
Adderall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
Is
you
that
guys seen
Adderall?
the Dark Side of the
Pretty much.
Ring?
No.
That's
I've
a
not seen
damn.
it
That's a
yet.
damn good show.
What is it?
Dark Side of the Ring. It goes and it tells all like the stories of like old
yeah,
wrestling shit.
The like cocaine and speed era of the height of WWE before.
That Jake the Snake movie with when he's like trying to get sober. That was hard to watch.
Yeah.
and
So he
that
starts
that was
telling his story.
that was one of my favorite wrestlers as a kid. Like Jake the Snake was
Everybody
my
loved Jake.
guy.
He only had like 4 moves, but everybody loved him.
Oh man.
But
he was it's hard to watch because you realize like what that fucking industry does to people and their families and their bodies and fucking everything. I mean, it's rough.
The best Jake and the Snake story was when he had he has the fucking snake, and he was going up against Macho Man, and Macho Man in the locker room came up to him and made Jake the Snake get bit by the snake, and then during the ring he just pissed the fuck out of the snake, just get him all riled up. And then just had him latch on to Macho Man.
Oh, I
for
remember
a
when it bit him.
while.
It bit him in the
Yeah,
bicep,
Yeah,
right? Just having a spin. You're like, you come out just to wrestle, and now you got a fucking python hanging off your arm.
There's like WWE, and then there's like the offshoots of like those like blood fucking wrestling.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what Mick Foley started his career.
Didn't he have not a python? Didn't he have like a cobra for a while too?
I don't think he ever had something that dangerous. I thought he had he was like a python and he had like a boa or something the more of a constrictor than a
I think
biter.
it was a biter, and because I think he took the venom sacs out of it.
Maybe.
Oh
Sounds
no, he
old.
had a cobra.
Oh, he did. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah.
No
And
shit.
then Macho Man,
Dude, that is a scary fucking snake. I don't like no snakes, no snakes at all.
no snakes for me.
Feeding the snakes coffee creamer. I'm surprised he didn't pull Rashford off. He's looking slow. Hey, Rons.
Hey, you're on.
Yeah, he's having trouble breathing. There's got to be in the next like 2 or 3 years that COVID's got to be the vaccine has to be related to some of these soccer players. Like all of a sudden, all the soccer players are having heart attacks like during games.
Well, it's not a vaccine. These are the guys that like didn't get vaccinated and like have had COVID and shit.
They're just all
What's
fucked up.
his name over in Germany? He's got some one of the Bayern players had COVID, and he's suffering for some after effects from that.
Yeah, Hinchy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was unvaccinated, and then his lungs are all messed up now.
Sloth had COVID, and he ended up I think they figured out it was like a 25% drop in production post-COVID.
Oh,
that was like,
Jesus.
you're not going to get the call, bud.
A friend of mine got it, like, in the beginning. He still can't taste.
Really?
Yeah.
They got a penalty.
Oh, they did?
What was the penalty? Oh, it went off his hand.
No. Right there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
that's gotta
Dang.
be.
You can't grab him by the back of the neck and drag him down.
Throw him down.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, he might. Well, knock on wood. He's gonna get his goal against Norwich. Might fuck this up. Tony Kroos a really good taker against penalties. He had that World Cup game, Netherlands versus I think Costa Rica.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah, you could see his jersey come out like this.
Yeah, there's no.
Oh, it was AA runs.
AA runs. You done fucked up. AA runs.
AA runs.
You done fucked up.
Dude, look at that rain just dumping.
That's gonna be us next couple of days.
It's gonna be my entire Costa Rica trip. It's just dumping rain there right
I mean,
now.
it's winter in Costa Rica. What do you expect?
Well, it's supposed to be beginning of December. It's supposed to be dry season, but it's off a month.
It's all right. More time to.
He's gonna fucking block this. Look at it.
God,
He's like his
fucking
inner monologue
psyched up.
is straight Macho Man Randy Savage right now.
He's Jolene playing in his head.
Getting him all angry and hyped up. In a weird way, I
I
want
do
to see
now-
him block it just to see the crowd go nuts because I'll enjoy that more than I would the
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah, and I think we both picked United for this game, so I'm good with a draw or a
Need
loss.
some points.
Oh,
Oh, buried it. You can't point down at the thing like you own the place. It's your first goal here ever.
Also, I know they all do it, but guys celebrating a penalty kick, it's like, dude,
It's
Yeah, cool.
you gotta
you-
tone the celebration down.
Yeah.
a
you've
little.
got the advantage, a significant advantage in this. It's something like 80 something % of penalty kicks go in. Like if you miss it, whatever. There's you hear goalies get interviewed on, you think it'd be stressful to take a penalty, and all goalies are like, nah, I'm expected to miss. Like it's expected to go in.
75.5%.
Yeah. It's like it's expected to go in. So if I block it, great. If I don't, it's no skin on my back because
Yeah.
it was expected
It was
anyway. It's a
expected.
75%
Most of us, yeah.
shot or whatever.
I don't think anyone's gonna catch Sloth for points, goals or assists.
No,
No,
really,
he's on a fucking
He's
tear
on a
now.
tear.
Yeah,
He's the fuzzy-haired guy from Liverpool.
Yeah.
the king of Egypt.
They got gaming chairs? What are those?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They got the nice ones. Like the car companies all make them for them.
Fucking like the NFL
Lamborghini
has
With
bucket
the-
seats for where you're sitting.
With the logos on the seats
Even the
and stuff.
shitty stadiums like Brentford and stuff, and like
Damn.
Brighton, like all the smaller. Brighton's got a nice stadium.
The Sounders have all their seats are like the Xbox gaming chair seats. Those are
Damn,
theirs.
so
Like
nice.
Yeah, the NFL just has bleachers.
because
Yeah.
NFL players are tough guys and they don't
Yeah,
need no
just sit.
stinking soft ass seats.
Or even like the
But if
MLB.
you get one of those linemen sitting down in one of those seats, he
Oh
can get
yeah, no, that's
He can sit down and start eating chicken wings out of his sock. He ain't going nowhere.
Even like the MLB, they're in a dugout. It's
That's
just
a lot of dugout sitting.
Concrete and wood.
176 games a year?
yeah. And how often are you on the field doing anything?
Yeah. I would say I don't watch or care enough about baseball, but
I-
that sounds like
it's
one of the worst
just-
jobs in the world.
Just
Oh,
Ooh.
they almost brought one back there, Brian.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
He's gonna get a yellow.
Yeah, that should be. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Old Ronaldo.
It's like David De Gea's slump in soccer lasted like 4 years. Yeah, that's a fucking.
what a save.
magnificent
You're acting
save.
like it's over.
Yeah, now that I said that, he's gonna get scored on. I'm jinxing my team here. There you go, bud. Put it in the moon. Did you see that little kid? This little redheaded little ginger kid runs on the field during a Premier League game. He runs over, grabs the ball off the field, runs back up. His dad lifts him back into the stands, pushes him over like a couple of chairs, and then he just runs down, up, and fucking out of the stadium.
It was the
Holy
end of the
shit.
Champions League game.
Was it?
It was the end of a Champions League game, and the ball was still out on the pitch, and the kid just tore off for it
Good for
because
that
everybody's
kid.
milling about, whatever.
No
Grabbed
way.
it, fucking ran. Security
Yeah.
tried to come after him, and literally the entire crowd that was around him was like shielding him and pushing him up,
Yeah.
and that kid tore out of
Hell
there.
yes.
That kid's like gonna go home like in A Christmas Story, and he sleeps with the rifle. He's just at home with the ball tucked under his arm. People hate that movie for some reason.
The Christmas Story?
Christmas Story. A lot
Yeah,
of people don't like it.
Kirsten-
We were talking about we were doing our Christmas movie drafts.
Yeah,
we pick movies.
Kirsta doesn't like it either. She's not a fan. I grew up watching it, so
I love it.
Yeah, I think maybe because maybe it's overplayed. Maybe people watch it like every fucking year.
Yeah,
Well,
but I watch the
TBS
Shawshank
does like
Redemption
the-
twice a year, and it's still good.
Did you know
That's
that
it, just twice.
that movie's a
If
sequel?
it's on.
Shawshank.
No, Christmas Story.
Oh.
Christmas Story.
I was like,
Where's that
I was like, wait a
Shawshank?
minute.
Oh, Andy Dufresne.
How is Shawshank a sequel?
Yeah, but no, A Christmas Story is a sequel. There's a whole
Uh-oh.
series
Oop.
of movies.
So there's a movie before that?
Yeah, and movies
it
after.
called?
Fuck, it's like it was named after the family.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I think
no-
that's some bullshit. We gotta check that.
Oh, I'm sweating now.
sweating.
Well,
You're
I
getting
just-
called out.
While you were changing the battery, I asked Ross if human skulls never grew. So clearly,
Is
you're
it?
safe
He's like,
on
is it
this
true?
one.
Is it true you're born with the same size skull, and it just everything grows
Yeah.
around it? And I'm like, Brian, look at my fucking head. Do you think this is the size of my head as a
Yeah.
baby?
Yeah,
I snap my fucking neck in two.
yeah, no, your fucking body.
So there
would
was
be
a
able to-
sequel to A Christmas Story called My Summer Story that came out in 1994.
Nobody wants to watch that.
No.
Nobody wants to watch
I'm
that.
pretty sure there's like with that family.
A prequel?
Yeah.
A Christmas Story had 2 sequels and 4 prequels.
4 prequels.
4. So you're on.
Were they
point.
after the
yes.
fact, like Star
So the
Wars
first
prequels?
one was called A Phantom of the Open Hearth in 1976. And the leg lamp was like the focus of the story.
But he gets the leg lamp, and how can that be the focus? This makes no
Oh,
fucking sense.
so in the second prequel, The Great American 4th of July and Other Disasters, starring Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon.
Matt
Dillon.
Wow.
Damn.
Then the star-crossed romance of Josephine Kosnowski, so the mom was in the third one when she meets the husband in 1985, and then Ollie Hopnoodle's Haven of Bliss was the fourth one. These are no joke. And then it runs in the family, aka
My Summer Story.
yeah,
when
was the-
did
was the
when did A
sequel.
Christmas Story come out? When was that movie?
Was that the first
That
one?
was
then?
the 80s, right?
Yeah, it had to be.
What is
Yeah,
it?
that was the 80s that it was
All
released.
right, do we
in.
want to guess? I'm gonna say 84.
I was gonna say 84. Yeah.
Go 82.
You going 82? Yeah, we split 83.
Damn.
Wow, that's
Well,
good.
Price is Right. He wins.
Yeah.
What has Matt Dillon done recently? He was in like that Wayward Pines show 4 years ago.
Was it his?
Yeah.
Was it Matt Dillon's brother that was in Entourage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He came in here
No
during
shit.
open mic night. I think Caitlin has a picture with him.
good dude.
I don't remember. I think he bought like everybody drinks. I remember.
That's a good dude.
The
I mean,
dude
that's
from
like
not Otter. What's the kid? Weasel from Breaking Bad.
Uh,
Badger.
Badger.
from
Yeah.
Breaking Bad came in and everybody loved him. The dude from
Oh, yeah,
Chips
that-
from Sons of Anarchy, when he came in, he walked in the door. It was like a Monday night. It was like, there's only like 15 people in
Yeah.
there at like 11 o'clock. And he came in and he goes, Roaring Donkey's not very roaring. And he laughed and like, fuck that guy. We were all talking shit about Sons of Anarchy. And people that, like, regulars were, like, yelling at him when he was leaving. But then he went to the hideaway, and there was only, like, 2 people in the hideaway, and he came back.
Dang.
So he went down there and took pictures with, like, the 2 or 3 people in there, had a drink, and then they ended up coming back, and we're like, that's right.
Wait, the Scottish guy?
Yeah, whoever Chips was.
Yeah. The guy who was in, I think he was in Braveheart, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
he was at the beginning. He was in the beginning of Braveheart. He makes it through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Which-
he was
was that-
Irish.
Was that the crazy Irish guy?
Yeah, he was a crazy Irish guy.
Tommy Flanagan.
I mean, that if there's an Irish name, that's a.
That's pretty fucking Irish.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy also. Apparently. And the piano. Missed that one. Never saw it. The lady that directed the piano just did a cowboy movie with Benjamin Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
It's boring fucking things I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I played Metroid Dread on my Switch where I was watching it because I was just like, this is awful. Yeah, he makes it through the whole movie. Okay. So, to give you an idea of who he is,
Oh, Tommy. So it was okay.
he's his wife is the one that gets taken like on their wedding day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gets banged.
As soon as I saw the picture.
Yeah, he's the big scar on the face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on both sides. He's got the Joker
Damn.
lines.
Any day now.
I don't think the second goal's coming.
I don't think so either.
Unless they make a bonehead move in the rain. He's a big dude. He's like 6'4", 6'5", Delot. You know it's raining when you see like the water kicking up from their shoes.
Yeah.
Is that real grass or is it turf?
Real grass.
Real grass.
Real. All over the world. U.S. is the only place. U.S. and
Yeah.
Canada the only place where they play on turf. And most of the time, if they're playing on turf, it's because it's like a football stadium too.
Yeah.
They
NFL.
got like the baseball infields like around. I feel like the Oakland Coliseum was like one of the last places to do that.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, it was the last one where they split time between the two. Yeah.
You're watching a football game and you can see like the whole infield of a baseball stadium.
I can imagine getting fucking tackled on that shit.
Yeah, there's no cushion.
You know.
None.
I think I played like pee-wee football on a field like that, and it sucked. You can scrape your arm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soccer field at the school by our house where they play all the Saturday games, it's full of gopher holes and mounds and like low wet spots and clover and
Ankle breakers.
yeah.
It was our Little League championship, and they're out in Point Reyes, and there was these gopher holes, and there's fucking gophers coming out of the holes like during the game,
Uh-oh.
and the umpire goes and tries to pick it up. It bites him. He then stomps on it, picks it up again, and then drop kicks it over the fence.
We should be laughing at animal cruelty.
That's gotta be a-
picturing all of this in my head.
That's just got to be a formative experience for all the children
Yeah,
playing
no.
baseball. They're like, what the fuck just
There's a
happened?
bunch of 10-year-olds.
Just watching in horror as this guy
Holy
like
fucking
drop
stomps-
kicks.
Stomps a gopher and drop kicks it over the top rope.
I mean, gophers are a nuisance, but that's
God damn.
that's a thing.
That's aggressive.
I took one home from the golf course and put it in an old aquarium, filled it with dirt, put a bunch of like celery and grass in there, and I put a blanket over it. And then in the morning when I checked on him, I opened it up and you could see all the tunnel holes where he'd like tunneled to glass. And when I flipped it over and I was like looking for him, I see him coming around the corner and he's just scurrying over and just like pushing dirt against like all of the holes so where the light was coming through. But after like 2 days, I don't think he was doing good, so I let him go in the park at the apartment complex that I lived in. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Stay off the golf
It's
course.
nice.
Yeah, Brian, I don't know that they can be domesticated and happy to live in
No,
an
I
aquarium.
learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good you got rid of him before you
Wild
killed him.
animals.
Yeah.
There's a lady who wants to bring a parrot in here on open mic.
So she came in and asked me, and I was like, I am pretty sure this is going to be okay.
Yeah.
If you, I'm never wearing fucking skinny jeans. So goddamn, sitting down. So she came in and she wasn't like weird. She was a bird person. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't like
That's their own. Yeah, that's a.
So she was just kind of like, she was kind of explaining what she wants to do, and then she didn't understand that there was the blue room, so she was like talking about the parrot like maybe flying around in here, and could she close the front door? And we're like, no, because like, you know, we can't have a fucking parrot like flying around in here. But that was like a, you know, like a 5% chance of happening. And then I was like, so let me show you the room. And then she was like, oh, there's a room. And we went in there and she was like, oh, so we could just like close the door while I do my routine. And I'm like, look it, I don't run open mic, so I can't tell you what to do. I don't want like this lady to show up and be like, Brian said it's okay if I do my whole parrot act during open mic, and then you got to deal with it. I'm at home.
I'm going to tell you something,
fucking
Brian.
watching Law and Order
The day I walk into this bar and there's a parrot flying around, that's going to be like the last day I'm
well,
fucking
number
walking,
one,
like,
you know it's going to attack Caitlin. Because Caitlin just has that kind of luck.
100%.
She's going to be like, hey, I quit. I got attacked by a parrot tonight.
It's going to shit on me or in my beer somewhere, and I'm going to be like,
right?
Yeah.
fuck this place.
Because when she first asked me, in my head I'm like, of course, what's the worst thing that could happen? And then I started thinking, I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, no, bird shit.
Everywhere.
With no restraint.
Yes.
Just dropping bombs. And like the blue room has pretty high ceilings. There's like shit up there.
If it flies into one of the sprinklers or something?
If it just flies up there and just sits up there, so it's just sitting up there, how the fuck is she gonna get it down?
Yeah, we gotta go get the fucking 20-foot ladder out of the back, and then you're trying, like, I mean, obviously it's not gonna sit still and let you catch it.
I'm not climbing a ladder to get someone else's bird.
No.
And they're not like dogs who are like, come here. And the dog's like, okay, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
The parrot's like, no, I'm gonna fucking sit right here.
That's why I asked her, I'm like, what's the recall on this thing? And she's like, well, it's not a dog.
So what was the final verdict? Is the parrot coming?
She brought the parrot in at the end of the show last
like,
time.
let it feel itself out?
And kind of, I left, but last time I saw it, it was in just the cage. Just kind of chilling in the cage.
I would love to see somebody come in and heckle the parrot.
Yeah. But I think with that, it's like a deal has to be made. If it does get let out and it shits on anyone, she has to buy a drink for him or something.
Yeah, then you're gonna get those weirdos that are just praying they get shit on so they get free beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fair deal. You're like, so for open mic tonight, we're playing a little game where if you get shit on by the parrot, you get a free cocktail.
You get a free fucking drink. That, and if it flies up into the ceiling, like you have to, I guess, like she has to climb the ladder to get it. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not gonna
we
send
can't have
Justin.
some drunk chick fucking, some weirdo hippie gypsy climbing a ladder to get her parrot down. She falls up the ladder.
Yeah. But also, I don't want to do it. I don't want to fly.
Yeah.
That's not worth it.
Look,
Justin and Caitlin sure as hell aren't gonna want to do
Look,
it.
just bring the sloth back and we'll be fine.
Yes.
Just bring the fucking sloth back.
Sloths sound great.
That was a great day at the bar.
I've always she lives in town. She got married or she's engaged to somebody from Petaluma, so I gotta see about getting her back.
There's a sloth lady.
Oh yeah, we had a
It's either Safari Classroom or Safari Adventure. I can't remember.
She runs so she brought a bunch of the animals in, and there was like her and a couple, like one of the other people were.
Yeah, her mom.
And there was, of course, like all the regulars sitting there giddy as fuck, middle of the day, like you can't hold the sloth, but you could like pet the sloth, and then they like come up and have pictures and shit.
Yeah, you got to hold. There was a blind hedgehog.
Yeah.
A python, a baby alligator. I got to hold everything.
Sierra.
She was like, everybody gets one, and I was like, no, I paid for this. I'm holding everything.
And yeah,
the snake. I got to hold the snake.
Yeah.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
And like warm and just weird, like having this giant snake draped around your neck.
Sierra cried the entire time. She was
loves blind hedgehogs.
She was so happy. She was like, she just had that like.
Yeah. Wait, she loves blind hedgehogs?
So it's an actual type of hedgehog.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a blind hedgehog, but you have to like wear gloves because it's got like spikes on it and everything. And like I knew she liked them because I've gotten her like the little like toys and everything. which are now the dog's toys. But
Yeah, she got
I didn't know that the lady was gonna. I knew she had one, but I didn't know she was gonna bring it. She had the lemur. It was like
Yeah.
the little monkey, like.
Yeah, she had the lemur, she had the sloth, and there was like a couple others.
Because the lemur just sat there and ate a lollipop. She like sat on her shoulder and hung out and was just chewing on a fucking a blow pop. I feel like we're missing one, and then the sloth, which was a big hit.
Now that was fun as hell. That was like just like a bunch
But
of grown ass
she's got,
adults
like-
just like getting so giddy over
And
like
it was like a total accident. I went down to Heart and Soul Salon to get a haircut, and I walk in, and there's a fucking, what I thought was a monkey, it turned out to be the lemur, running around, chewing on carrots, like hanging out, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? She's
Who
like,
let their
my
kid
friend
out?"
Randy runs this safari classroom safari. And so I was like, she's like, yeah, I've got like a whole zoo at home. And I was like, is there a way I can get you to the bar? And she's like, it's like $400, and then I donated like $500 to this. There's a snow leopard charity run out of Petaluma. So I got snow leopard vodka from a company, and then donated like $250. They donated $250. I did $250, and then it was like $400 to get in here.
Yeah.
Completely worth it. So, and then a lot of people, we made fake tickets, so that way we didn't like have. She was like, you could have about 50 people in there, and that's it.
yeah, so it wasn't like overwhelming.
Yeah, it wasn't overwhelming, but some people thought that I was joking and didn't show up because they thought that I was just like running a griff on everybody, being like, yeah, we're gonna have a sloth here on Saturday. Like, fucking Brian, telling stories. There's no sloth, but then the people that did show
the
up,
sloth guy.
we all got to party with
Yeah,
crazy animals.
it was fucking awesome.
Cool.
When she took that alligator out, I was
Yeah,
like, okay, she's not fucking around. Like the first thing was like a bird, and
Yeah.
then the second thing was a goddamn alligator.
That's a quick build-up.
She went hard in the paint fast.
And bless that lady because she had the ultimate patience. It was like just a bunch of drunk
people.
Yeah.
just a bunch of drunks
hold
just
the
sitting around drinking beer and like trying to be orderly and trying to be respectful. And I think everybody did a good job.
Everyone
We're
was
still
pretty
like,
good.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to scare the animals or
No,
get
no,
bit.
no. Everybody wanted to hold the sloth, but we weren't allowed to hold the sloth.
Yeah, I'll rate her on Facebook and see about if she wants to come back out. I mean, if anything, she's used to going to classrooms, which are basically the equivalent of drunk adults.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They got no frontal cortex.
That's true. Oh,
Nail them right in the fucking balls.
Right into the wall. I got a weird feeling they might get one, like, kind of garbage time goal here. I didn't see where the penalty was on that.
no penalty. It was
Not
a
as many
foul.
man buns this year as I would expect
Yeah,
from Europe.
I think the man bun is passe.
So 2008.
Who got? Oh, Brentford. You got screwed on that game because they
They
scored
got a
goal.
penalty in like the
They spent
96th
5
fucking
minutes
minutes.
trying to figure out if it was a goal or not. It turned out to be a goal, and then they got 5 minutes of added time because they took so long trying to figure out the goal, and then they got a penalty
They got a
with like
fucking
30
penalty.
seconds left.
So pissed.
I was laughing my ass off when I came home. All right, not the most exciting game today.
All right, final words to the people.
The German coach is now 2-0. They haven't lost in 5 games, making their way up the table. I'm still ahead in picks this week.
You're still ahead in picks.
No,
this
we're
week.
tied now.
Are we tied?
One, yeah, because I lost one and you lost one, so we're tied. We did really good on our picks though so far this week.
This was an easy week for picks.
I like how the Tottenham game was originally canceled because of snow, and then it turned out that half the team has COVID.
Yeah.
Trainers, players,
Damn.
everybody. So a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
games.
They
That
postponed
game
it.
got postponed. I'm surprised they didn't cancel.
This was
more.
one of those This was one of those weeks for picks. You look at all the matchups and you're like, all right, well this is easy because it's like good teams against shitty
It's
teams.
all top of the table versus
Yeah,
bottom.
so it
half.
was easy to like roll through, and you spotted me a game with